How to invest your 900k safely and sure way and earn yourself 150,000. You know what? You can never go wrong with investments. Don't put your money in a bank where it's not earning you anything and inflation is eating your money up. All right. So I'm going to share with you step by step on where or what areas can you be able to invest this amount of money that is 900k or maybe more if you have more than that, or maybe if you have less than that, you can use the same formula, apply to it, and then you can be able to earn yourself. And this is a situation where the money is working for you. Say you are employed, you don't have time to keep on checking your businesses and such kind of a thing. All right. So guess what? I usually post a video each and every day. So if you don't want to miss any of good my videos about investment tips and such kind of a thing, so this is what you do. It's free and fair. Doesn't actually charge you anything. Just down below there on your right, there is a button written subscribe. It is in black. Hit that magical button, then give this video a thumbs up. All right. So let's get into this business. All right. So here we have our 900k and we want to invest it and earn ourselves a good amount of money. Take an example of what I've just said on my thumbnail on 150k. So how do you go about it? Number one, the very first thing that you're supposed to understand when it comes to investment, kindly always diversify your investment. What do I mean by that? Do not put all your money in one basket, all right? Just like it goes, don't put all your eggs in one basket. So you diversify your investment. So I'm going to share with you like at least 4 areas whereby you can be able to put this money, diversifying it so that you get like a 4 streams of income. And again, you actually spread your risk out there. As much as it has the lowest risk, then you can as well minimize it further by diversifying your investment. All right, so number one thing I always advise people is this: if you're this kind of an individual, you're not used to this kind of a world like investment, stock and shares and what kind of a thing, you can be able to go ahead and pick yourself buying a piece of land. Yes, you can be able to buy a piece of land. Of course, this is not a huge amount of money. I cannot promise you can be able to buy in a CBD or in any town in Kenya, but one thing you can be able to do with this amount of money, and not all of it, perhaps you can take your like 400 Gs and put it in a land that you can, for example, if you go to Nyandaro, you get yourself an acre of land by 400,000 Kenyan shillings. There you got your acre, right? You can value add that specific piece of land. You can face it round. You can just subdivide it into plots of 50 by 100, and then you can be able to make your money. Or you can just buy it, let it just there for a period of time, and then it appreciate, because that's an asset. Because on this amount of money, we are talking about an asset. All right. So anyway, the point is this: if you this kind of an individual who do not have much of the information, you can just set aside a certain amount of money, buy yourself a piece of land where it is appreciating, or a place where you know well it has a chances of it appreciating in future. All right. Do not ignore anywhere. All right. The other thing that you can be able to do, if you're this kind of an individual who is out there, you've been in town, your tentacles are up there, these are the areas that I find it favorite for me. You can be able to put your money in what we call the stock shares. You can put your money in Nairobi Securities Exchange. This is whereby you put your money on the PLCs, that the public listed companies. You buy their stocks or their shares, and then you're entitled to what we call the dividends, meaning they share profit with you at the end of the year, or others do share semi-annually or 2 times in a physical year. Meaning that you put your money out there, and of course they earn your dividends, and of course you stand another chance of making money through what we call the capital gain. Meaning you can buy a share at a certain amount of money, talk of 20 for example, or 100 for example, and then that specific share appreciates to 104, 110, 120, sometimes even 200, sometimes even tripling and such kind of a thing. So you stand 2 chances of actually making money. Number one, you can be able to make money through what you call the dividends. Number two, you can be able to make money through what we call the capital gains, when those shares or stocks actually appreciate in terms of prices. And by the way, you know what, I'll give you a free advice as of now, where we are facing sort of quote unquote recession and something of sort. I bet and some of the shares are going down. This is actually the best time to actually get started. What do you need for you to get started on this? Only you need it as a CDSC account, and of course you can open it using a very appropriate and regulated broker by the CMA, as well as the Nairobi Stock Exchange and the CSD, something of sort. All right, where can you get them? You can be able to head over to the Nairobi Securities Exchange stock or rather a website, and you can be able to maneuver around and get all these brokers out there and get started. All right, so that's how you do it. All right. The other thing that you can be able to go ahead and invest on with this amount of money, and again, I'm saying this, pick a certain amount of money. You can buy yourself a piece of land somewhere. You can take, let's say you buy a piece of land worth 300k. You remain with 300, or rather you remain with 600k. Now this 600k, you can decide to take like 120 or 150k put it against or towards you investing on stock shares. All right, and another amount of money, talk of another 150k, you can put it on what we call the money market fund. You can pick a very good reputable company that is giving you good rates. Don't want to name names, but of course, if you were to go ahead and research some of my earlier videos, I've discussed about the best companies that you can put your money up on the money market fund. So you can pick one that has good rates, and then from there, of course, you'll be entitled to earning something from it. All right. The other thing that you can be able to do, and by the way, you get starting with the money market fund is not a complicated process. It's just a thing that you can do it online at the comfort of your house. You don't have to be there physically. You can do it all over and anywhere in the world, because nowadays everything are going digital. Okay, what you need your KRA, you need a passport size, you need what you call the bank account or means of actually remitting your money, the investment, the securities, that's what they call it. That's all what you need. Of course, you'll be given a form whereby you're gonna fill in and you're good to go. The same case applies when you're getting the CDS account or buying stock shares. All right. The other area that you can actually go ahead and put your money, and by the way, this area is one of the safest and actually one of my favorite, is about stock, or rather the treasury bills and the treasury bonds. In this specific category, you find that you can be able to invest on different. Right now, as we speak, as of 18th of June 2023, we have an ongoing what we call an infrastructure bond that has already been closed at a very good amount of coupon rate of 15.8 something, I bet. So that's a very good amount of money in terms of interest that you're gonna be paid if you put your money out there. A minimum of 100 Gs is required for you to get started with the treasury bills and treasury bonds. What do you need for you to get started with the treasury bonds and treasury bills? The same case applies. You need a CDS account, and these CDS accounts are quite different from the NSE one. This one you open from the CBK. Yes, from the CBK. That's the Central Bank of Kenya. You show up there with your KRA, with your passport, with your all particulars. Then you open that specific an ID, of course. You open that CDS account, and then after that you can be able to bid each and every time they actually what do we call, like, they list a bundle of bills that is out there. Bills usually happen after 2 weeks, and I think it's after every week if I'm not wrong, and then bonds happen each and every month. So you can go ahead and pick one. There are different types of bills and bonds, right? Specifically, there are different types of bonds. First, we have what we call the IBF, that's the infrastructure bond. There's what we call the FXD. Again, infrastructure bond are not subjected to tax, and the minimum you can get started with is 100 Gs. But generally, treasury bonds, you require 50,000 to get started with. Okay. The other thing that you need to understand, of course, with treasury bills, there are different categories or different kinds. Their treasury bills usually goes for 91 days, for 184 days, or 102 rather, and 364 days. Treasury bills goes at a maximum of 1 year. Treasury bonds actually goes for a minimum of like 3 years to 30 years as a maximum, right? So you can just get started with that amount of money. I'll prefer when you're starting up, just try the waters with the treasury bills, and then from there you can decide to put your money in a longer period in terms of investment. So now this is the point. One thing that you should realize, what I'm doing right now with all my discussion, is this. One thing is that diversify your investment. We started with the 900k. We did take our 300k. We bought a piece of land somewhere that is appreciating. All right. We remained with 600k. The 600k, we get the 150 Gs. We put it towards buying the stocks and shares. And you may decide to buy for one company, or you may decide to divide the two and invest into different companies. All right, like 75,000 and 75,000 in a different company. The other thing, I did say that you can take another 150 Gs, put in a money market fund. Remember, all these investments are giving you money. The very first piece of land that you bought actually appreciated at a 7 to 10% in Kenya. The money that you did put on the stock shares and what have you, this one I may not be able to tell you how much you'll be able to earn, but of course I bet it to be a good rate, of course, compared to you investing in a money market fund. The money market fund, of course, at this particular point, you can be able to tell how much you'll be able to earn at the end of the year, because if they're giving you, like, to make the mathematics easier, say like they say they're giving you like 10,000, or rather 10%, and then you put your 100 Gs out there, go up, mean 150 Gs, so meaning you get 15,000 at the end of the year, minus the taxes and what have you, say like 12,500 or maybe 13,000, then they know very well that's the amount of money that you're gonna get at the end of the year. So you're diversifying your income and actually you're putting in more money. The other thing, or the other area that you can be able to put the money that I've discussed, is about treasury bonds and the treasury bills. These treasury bills, say like you out there, you've been targeting the treasury bills for 1 year, and then they're giving you at a very good rate of, let's say, 10%, or maybe you target your treasury bonds that is giving you like what you have right now, 15%. That's a way good amount of money. All right. So anyway, we go to the next point. The other point, or the other area that you can be able to invest your money, of course, is and not limited to SACCO shares. SACCO shares actually is one of the investment that actually has the highest returns in terms of your dividends. You find some of the SACCOs even give you 17%, other 16, 15, 14. I bet the list usually gives you like 12%. So that means that if you were to put money in that given specific SACCO, of course, you're entitled to earning a very good amount of money. And I always tell you this: whenever you get started with SACCOs, you have to make sure that you picking a SACCO that is regulated by the SASRA, meaning that's a body that regulates all the SACCOs that you have in Kenya. So the point is this: make sure that you put your money where your mouth is, or put your mouth where your money is, but make sure that both of them meet at the end of the day. So the point is this: diversify your income. With that amount of money, focus on having what we call a diversified in terms of investments. Don't put all your money in one basket. Like you take the whole 900 G's and put it in, maybe let's say in money market fund, or you take the whole 900 G's and put it, maybe you can put it, all that money into the treasury bonds. But for me, I prefer diversifying your income, because you never know. You just never know. You can't tell about this life. What you can do is to spread the risk and actually be out there, so that at least you can earn as much as you can. All right. Guess what? Yes, I know I've discussed all those areas, and perhaps you feel like I'm talking a different and a foreign language. If you feel like you haven't gotten all the information, guess what you can be able to do? I have ready booklets prepared for you. If it's about treasury bills and bonds, it is ready. It's only 440 shillings, has all the information that you need to understand in that specific area of investment. If it's about circles, I got you, sir. I got you covered as well. If it's about a conventional way of investing, I got different business plans, all right? If it's about shares, I have it ready for you. All what you need to do is grab my number from the description of this specific video. Give me a call or text me on WhatsApp. Tell me which one you want. We do the business. You get started. You get the knowledge. You get to invest. And then we move to the next level, because that's what we do in this specific channel. If the first time you're watching me, you've never seen this face before, my name is Joseph. Talk about money, anything related to investments. If that's a cup of your coffee, and I bet it should be. I mean, seriously, who hates money? Make sure that you subscribe, comment down below, tell me what you think, and of course, don't forget to subscribe. For now, it's a goodbye, and see you